what the big deal about Cracker Jack is. Did you ever go and buy a pack of Cracker Jack thinking you're going to get a prize and find no prize in the box?
You got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me.
Freehand is beating his net at the plate. Crawford is over there watching. Good see, sir. You're in the wrong seat, buddy. Come on. Oh, I must be in the front row.
One team that has been signing short-term deals are my Detroit Tigers, most recently of which is Kenley Jansen, which I did not see coming this past weekend. They signed him on a 1-year, $11 million deal. As they say, there are no bad 1-year deals. I love this. This just adds tons of depth to their bullpen, and they're not relying on him necessarily to be their closer. I would be a little scared if he was like their only option in the 9th inning. He's really one of 3. They also signed Kyle Finnegan, they re-signed him to a 2-year, $19 million deal. And they still have Will Vest. So I looked it up. They combined for a total of 76 saves last season. Those 3 guys at the back of the Tigers bullpen now have basically 25 saves apiece this past year. Jansen is older. That's another reason I'm a little worried about him. He's 38, but he had a 2.59 ERA, 26 saves, I think, at 29 saves maybe it was last year with the Angels, which is saying something.
Yeah, 29 saves with the Angels means you converted most of your save opportunities.
Yeah. Well, he had a sub-1 whip. I think basically a strikeout an inning. You add that to Finnegan, who, with the Tigers at least, he had a 1.50 ERA and a .72 whip. And then Vest was probably the worst of the 3, but he had a 3.01 ERA and tons of strikeouts. So the Tigers, like, until Jansen, they basically were bringing back the old team. Gleyber Torres, of course, signed the 1-year deal, the whatever it's called,
qualifying offer.
Thank you. Which was a little bit of a surprise. Not that he would sign it. He's probably not worth $22 million, but that they would kind of clog up the infield where they've got so many second base, shortstop, and potentially third base prospects that are on the cusp. But that gives some more depth there in the infield. But until the Jansen deal is basically the same squad as they had in 2025 that flamed out in Game 5 of the ALDS. So Jansen, again, I would be less fired up about if that was our only option at the back of the bullpen, where he's just not. There's so much depth there now. If he's not as great as he was for most of his career, including last year, it's not the end of the world. They've got the depth to absorb that, and I think he's just going to be a solid contributor. Maybe starting in the 7th inning. Got a lot of options based on matchups that AJ Hinch loves to exploit in the 7th, 8th, and 9th now. So I like it. I like what Scott Harris has done so far. There's a lot of consternation in Detroit that Harris isn't doing enough. I think that's just impatience we're going to see. I also think it's underestimating or maybe I'm overestimating how good the Tigers prospects could be that should get a good look this spring and potentially open the season with them in Detroit with Kevin McGonigal and Max Clark might be another year away, but I don't know. I'm fired up. I didn't think I'd ever say I'd be fired up about getting Kenley Jansen, a 38-year-old reliever, but I just like how the bullpen's already constructed, and we're only in mid-December at this point, so there's a lot of work still to be done.
Post-game show is brought to you by Christ, I can't find it. The hell with it.
One guy poured beer all over my head. The guy said, "How can you take that?" I said, "Look, that man didn't do nothing. He poured some beer on my head. He's just showing he's a White Sox fan. There ain't nothing wrong with that."
Sparky, a million thanks for, as always, the most interesting interview. And now today, let's just have a lot of thrilling baseball and not so many fisticuffs.
We're at Hall Media.